Yo, what is up, YouTube? I am so sorry about the whole 2-month hiatus. I know I kept saying things about how I was going to post a video, how I was going to come out. 2 videos are coming out this month, and I still plan for 2 videos to come out this month. I'm definitely going to try. However, I can make no promises to that, and I don't want to look like an idiot if I don't put out another one. So I've got the next few videos lined up, ready to go, and I feel like you guys are going to enjoy them. But with this one, I just want to do something easy, because right now I'm working on setting up a studio for myself and the Midnight Rejects podcast, the recalibrated podcast. So I know it's a lot of information that I'm throwing at you guys at once, but I've been just super duper busy with school and work and the pod. Please just make sure to go check out that podcast at the Midnight Rejects YouTube channel. On YouTube, it's probably marked as at Midnight Rejects 95 because there was another Midnight Rejects channel and it's not active anymore. But anyways, yeah, go watch the podcast. A couple of friends of mine are on there. I know that the guys that we typically see are not, but it's okay. Anyways, just go straight into this video and we're gonna enjoy this. Alright, thank you. Want to know a shocking statistic? 72% of Shinobi Strikers players have fantasized about being Hokage. Okay, I pulled that number out of my ass, but you get the point. This game's got a dedicated fan base that keeps coming back for more, even with all of its flaws. But what if I told you that Shinobi Strikers has the potential to create the ultimate Naruto game? I'm not shitting you. This game's got some features that could blow your fucking mind if they were done right in the full-fledged Naruto title. Imagine, if you will, a Naruto game with the insane customization options of Shinobi Strikers. You could create your own badass ninja and live out your wildest fantasies in the Naruto universe, but that's just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. Stick with me and I'll show you how Shinobi Strikers could be the key to unlocking the Naruto game we've all been dreaming of. Alright, let's talk about the customization in this game. Holy shit. It's like a wet dream for anyone who's ever wanted to create their own ninja. You start off by making your own character, and while the initial options might seem limited, trust me, it gets fucking wild. As you progress through the game, you unlock a metric fuck ton of customization items. We're talking accessories, outfits, hairstyles, face paint, the whole 9 yards. And it's not just about looking cool, although that's definitely a plus. You get to choose your own jutsus and techniques based off of your class. Want to be a tank with Zabuza's sword? Go for it. Prefer to hang back and heal your teammates? Slap on those healing tags, my friend. The best part, unlocking new shit is addictive as hell. Every mission, every battle, every level up brings you closer to that next scroll filled with goodies. It's like crack for gamers. And don't even get me started on the VR masters. Training under these guys unlocks even more jutsus and costumes. It's a never-ending cycle of just one more mission. But here's where Shinobi Strikers really shines, the ability to mix and match all these customization options. You can create a truly unique ninja that fits your playstyle perfectly. Want to combine a fire jutsu with a water one? Fuck it, why not? The possibilities are endless, and it's not just about the visuals either. Each outfit and accessory comes with its own perks that you can tweak depending on the situation. It's like having a closet full of deadly fashion statements. So yeah, the customization in Shinobi Strikers is deep, flexible, and addictive as hell. It's one of the standout features that keeps players coming back for more. But I know what you're thinking. Sovereign Sky, this all sounds too good to be true. There's gotta be a catch, right? Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to dive into the not-so-pretty side of this game's customization system. Okay, so remember how I said the customization in Shinobi Strikers is the shit? Well, it's not all perfect. When you first start out, the options are about as limited as a diet menu at McDonald's. You've got 10 hairstyles per gender, and don't even get me started on the facial features. Everyone's running around looking like they're related to each other. But hey, at least you can unlock more stuff as you play, right? Wrong! Buckle up, motherfuckers, because you're in for a grind. You gotta slog through missions and battles just to earn some in-game cash or complete specific tasks. And let me tell you, it gets old faster than a meme on Reddit. Oh, and those scrolls you get for unlocking new items? They're about as useful as a screen door on a submarine half the time. You end up with the duplicate items or just more in-game currency. It's like the game's giving you the big old middle finger. But wait, there's more. The menu system in this game is a bigger mess than my love life. You gotta jump through more hoops than a circus lion just to change your fucking loadout. Wanna swap out your jutsus? Better clear your schedule, because you're gonna be spending quality time with Sakura at the end. Now, imagine if you put this customization system in a full-blown Naruto game. It'd be like giving a toddler a box of crayons and telling them to go nuts on the walls. Sure, it'd be fun for a while, but eventually you're gonna want some variety. And if they don't fix this janky-ass menu system, players are gonna rage quit faster than a noob in a Call of Duty lobby. But you know what really grinds my gears? The fact that if you don't shell out cash for DLCs, you're gonna miss out on some of the best customization options and jutsus. It's like they're holding the good shit hostage behind a paywall, and that, my friends, is a dick move. So yeah, the customization in Shinobi Strikers is deep, but it's got more issues than a teenage drama queen. If they're gonna put this system in a Naruto game, they better give us more options from the get-go and streamline that menu system. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bigger flop than Naruto's love life. But hey, at least the grind keeps you coming back for more, right? It's like a never-ending cycle of torture that you just can't quit. And who knows, maybe one day you'll finally unlock that one accessory that makes your ninja look like a total badass. Just don't hold your breath. Anyway, enough about customization. You want to know what really makes Shinobi Strikers stand out? The fucking 4v4 multiplayer battles. That's what. Trust me, you haven't lived until you've experienced the chaos of 8 ninjas going apeshit on each other. But I'm not going to spoil all the juicy details just yet. You'll have to tune in to the next section to find out what makes these battles so goddamn addictive. Alright, so you know how I was talking about the customization in Shinobi Strikers being the shit, but also kind of a pain in the ass? Well, forget about all of that for a second, because we need to talk about the gameplay, and oh boy, it's a wild fucking ride. First off, you've got these 4v4 multiplayer battles, and let me tell you, it's pure chaos in the best way possible. You got ninjas running around like headless chickens, each with their own unique role. You've got your attack types, getting all up in the enemy's faces, range types, sniping from a distance, defense types being absolute units, and heal types keeping everyone from dying. But here's the thing, the combat in this game is so goddamn fluid. It's like playing ninja parkour on crack. You're running on walls, jumping across gaps with your wire kunai, and using the environment to your advantage. It's like the developers took a look at Naruto and said, yeah, let's make that, but on steroids. And don't even get me started on the strategy involved. You can't just button mash your way to victory like some scrub. No. You gotta dodge, block, and think before you act, or else you'll get your ass handed to you faster than Sasuke left the village. But when you do master the mechanics and roles, whoo boy, it's like a fucking dopamine rush straight to the brain. People are out here praising the pacing and depth of the combat, saying shit like, this makes the combat so wild and over the top that it truly feels like a Naruto dream come true. And you know what? They're absolutely right. I mean, think about it. Each role feels so distinct with their own weapons, skills, and ultimate abilities. You've got attack types going ham with their close combat, range types raining down projectiles, defense types being the ultimate bros, and heal types keeping the squad alive. It's like a beautiful symphony of violence. And don't even get me started on the jutsu and techniques you can learn from different masters. It's like having a personal sensei, but without the emotional trauma and trust issues. The way you can combine these with the environment and the combat is just perfection. But you know what really makes this combat system shine? The emphasis on teamwork and coordination. You can't just lone wolf it and expect to win. No, you gotta strategize with your squad and make sure you've got a good mix of roles, or else you'll get stomped faster than Naruto's chances of becoming Hokage in the first arc. So yeah, the gameplay and combat in Shinobi Strikers is a fucking blast. It's fast-paced, strategic, and makes you feel like a true ninja badass. But hold on to your headbands, folks, because not everything is as smooth as Kakashi's pickup lines. There's a dark side to this game's mechanics, and it's about to rear its ugly head in the next section. Get ready for some rage-inducing bullshit that'll make you want to Rasengan your console into oblivion. Alright, so remember how I was hyping up the combat in Shinobi Strikers? Well, I lied, folks. Yeah, I know, boo this guy, boo him. This game's got more bugs than a fucking anthill, and they're not the cute kind you can keep as pets. I'm talking about glitches that'll make you question your sanity, like clipping through walls, or getting stuck in an endless fall. It's like the developers took a page out of Bethesda's book and said, fuck it, let's release this shit and patch it later. And don't even get me started on the hit detection. You'll be swinging your kunai like a madman, only to watch it phase right through your opponent like they're a goddamn ghost. And it's enough to make you scream, "NANI?" at the screen. It's pure disbelief. But wait! there's more! The lock-on system in this game is about as useful as Sakura in a fight! You'll be trying to focus on one enemy, but the game will decide to lock onto some random-ass ninja halfway across the map! It's like playing a game of Who's That Pokemon, but with more frustrating and less Pikachu. Oh, and let's talk about jutsu tracking. You know how the anime, they always manage to hit their target no matter what? Well, in Shinobi Strikers, your jutsu will miss more often than Naruto misses the point. You'll be aiming at an enemy, thinking you've got them dead in your sights, only to watch your jutsu fly off into the sunset like a majestic fucking eagle. It's enough to make you want to Rasengan your own face. But the real kicker? The camera in this game is worse than a drunk uncle with a camcorder at a wedding. You'll be trying to keep track of the action, but the camera will be spinning around like it's on a goddamn merry-go-round. It's like the game is trying to give you motion sickness on purpose. And don't even think about fighting in tight spaces, because the camera will be so far up your ass, you'll be able to taste the pixels. Now imagine if they put these features in a full-blown Naruto game. It'd be like playing a game of pin the tail on the donkey, but instead of a donkey, it's a glitchy mess of a game. And instead of a tail, it's your hopes and dreams. Players would be raging harder than Sasuke when he found out the truth about Itachi. But hey, at least the game keeps you on your toes, right? You never know when you'll fall through the map or get stuck in an infinite loop of despair. It's like a surprise party, but instead of cake and presents, you get bugs and glitches. Haha, fun times. So, what's a ninja to do? Embrace the chaos? Throw your console out the window? Start a support group for Shinobi Strikers survivors? All valid options, my friend, but you know what? There's still hope. There's more to this game than just the glitchy combat. In fact, the multiplayer modes are where this game really shines. Well, when it's not crashing harder than Rock Lee after chugging a bottle of sake. Alright, so you thought the combat was a bit of a shit show. Well, yeah. So anyway, we're about to dive into the game's modes, and oh boy, there's a lot. First off, let's talk about the variety. You've got your standard deathmatch, sure, but Shinobi Strikers said fuck that noise and decided to spice things up with some extra flavors. You've got base battle, which is like a game of capture the flag on steroids. You're running around like a headless chicken trying to claim bases while the enemy team is doing the same fucking thing. It's pure chaos, I love it. And then there's barrier battle, where one team is trying to break through barriers to get to a boss, while the other team is playing defense. It's like a high-stakes game of Red Rover, but instead of holding hands, you're holding kunai. But wait! I have more. Combat battle is like a team deathmatch, but instead of individual kills, you're trying to delete the entire enemy team's shared pool of lives. It's like a fucked up version of tug-of-war, but instead of rope, it's your life on the line. And let's not forget about flag battle, which is what exactly it sounds like. Capture the enemy flag, bring it back to your base, rinse and repeat. Yeah. It's like playing tag, but with more stabbing. But the real MVP of the game modes? Survival exercise. It's a free-for-all battle royale where you're fighting to be the last ninja standing. And the best part? You respawn after getting your ass handed to you. Yippee! Woohoo! So, you know what? You can keep going back for more punishment. It's like Groundhog Day, but with more blood and less Bill Murray. And if you're feeling a bit lonely, don't worry, because Shinobi Strikers has got you covered with VR missions. It's like having a personal sensei, but without the emotional baggage. You can train solo or with friends, completing objectives and leveling up your skills. It's like a fucked up version of homework, but instead of math problems, you're solving the problems of how to kill your enemies more efficiently. But here's the thing, VR missions can get a bit repetitive. You'll be doing the same shit over and over again, just with a different coat of paint. It's like watching the same episode of Naruto on repeat, but instead of a filler episode, it's filler missions. And don't even get me started on the quotes from the players. The missions themselves are fairly repetitive, and a lot of the missions are actually the same mission, just on a higher or lower difficulty. It's like they're reading my damn mind. But you know what? Despite the repetition, there's something addictive about the progression system in this game. It's like a constant stream of dopamine hits, like a fucking drug dealer, but instead of crack, it's virtual rewards. Just when you think you've had enough, BAM! Another shiny new toy to play with. Okay, so you know how I was talking about the game modes being addictive as hell? Well, you know what? Because we're about to dive into the progression system, and let me tell you, it's like crack cocaine for your gaming soul. First off, you've got these VR masters, right? They're like your own personal senseis, but instead of teaching you karate and life lessons, they're hooking you up with some sweet, sweet rewards. You train under these masters, completing missions and battles, and bam, you're drowning in XP. It's like leveling up in real life, but without the crippling student debt. And the best part, you can use that XP to unlock all sorts of cool shit, new jutsus, costumes, and other items for your avatar. It's like playing dress up, but with more stabbing. But here's the thing, the games keep you on that dopamine drip with a constant stream of rewards. It's like a never-ending birthday party, but instead of cake, you're getting scrolls. These scrolls are like loot boxes, like in Overwatch. But instead of being filled with disappointment, they're packed with goodies. You can get them by completing missions, playing multiplayer matches, or just straight up buying them with in-game cash. Icky. But don't get too excited, because RNG is a fickle bitch. You might open up a scroll and get the item you've been dreaming of, or you might get a duplicate. That's about as useful as Kurenai using a genjutsu on a fight with an Itachi. It's like playing the lottery, but instead of losing your life savings, you're losing your sanity. And let's talk about the DLCs, shall we? They're like the rich kid at school who always has the latest toys. Each DLC comes with a new master, complete with their own unique jutsu and items. But here's the catch, these DLCs can cost you a pretty penny. It's like paying for a VIP pass to the cool kids table, but instead of popularity, you're getting virtual clout. But you know what, despite the RNG bullshit and the pay-to-win vibes, there's something addictive about this progression system. It's like TNG Anime said, Shinobi Striker has so many things to unlock that you keep wanting to work for the next thing. It is highly addicting because it's got this very satisfying feeling of progression. You're always unlocking stuff, even if it is just a bunch of scrolls. It's like a constant stream of dopamine hits, and I'm here for it. But listen up, fuckers, because the progression system ain't all sunshine and rainbows. The multiplayer experience is where shit gets real. You're out there, flexing your custom avatar and newly learned jutsu, but so is everyone else. It's like a virtual dick measuring contest, but instead of actual dicks, it's your e-peen online. And let me tell you, the players who have sunk the most time and money into the game, they've got a major advantage. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight, but instead of a knife, you've got a basic ass jutsu, and instead of a gun, they've got a fucking rocket launcher. But fuck it, right? The grind is part of the fun. It's like a masochist game of who can unlock the most shit, and I'm ready to play. Just don't be surprised when you're getting your ass handed to you by a dude in a neon green Naruto costume with a glowing Rasengan up his sleeve. So you might be thinking, wow, this game sounds like a hot mess. How the fuck do people even play multiplayer without rage quitting every 5 minutes? Well, my dear viewer, that's where the game's netcode comes in to save the day. Or does it? Alright guys, you know what? You know how Michael Reeves says it. Are you ready for the boring stuff? Haha! You ready to talk about the multiplayer experience in this game? Because let me tell you, it's a goddamn roller coaster. First off, let's talk about the good stuff. The netcode in this game is like a fucking rock. Stable as hell, you're not going to be dealing with any of that laggy bullshit in your PvP matches. I'm talking smooth as a baby's ass, no rubber banding, no teleporting, none of that fuckery. TGN Anime even said, and I quote, "The netcode seems great. There are very little instances where you'll feel lag in PvP matches. And if you don't believe me, listen to this. I haven't had a laggy match in the full game yet. That's some high praise right there. But before you start jerking off to the idea of a perfect online experience, let me hit you with the bad news. The matchmaking in this game, it's about as balanced as a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. You'll be minding your own business, trying to get a good match going, and then BAM! You're up against a team of fucking no-lifers who have been grinding this game like it's their job. Push Square even said, despite some matchmaking quirks that would regularly put our team of level 20-somethings up against a squadron of level 60 players, it's solid fun. Solid fun my ass, more like solid fucking frustrating. And don't even get me started on the communication in this game. You'd think that in a game that's all about teamwork and coordination, they'd make it easy for you to talk to your squad. But nope, fuck that noise. The voice chat is turned off by default, and apparently a lot of dumbasses don't even know how to turn it on. The Xbox Hub even called it out by saying, voice chat is switched off by default in the settings, and a lot of people are seemingly unaware of this. A baffling move for an experience that relies on communication and teamwork. Like, how the fuck are you supposed to coordinate with your team if you can't even talk to them? But wait, like I said earlier, there's more. There's always more. The game has these different roles, right? Attack, range, defense, healer, all that good shit. And you need to have a balanced team if you want to stand a chance, but here's the thing, you can switch roles before a match or after you die. So you'll be sitting there thinking you've got a solid squad, and then someone will switch to a fucking healer when you already have 2. It's like playing Russian roulette with your team comp. But you know what? Despite all of the bullshit, there's something about the multiplayer experience that keeps me coming back. Maybe it's the thrill of the fight. Maybe it's the satisfaction of landing the perfect jutsu. Or maybe it's just the fact that I'm a masochist who loves getting his ass kicked. Either way, I can't seem to stay away. But hey, enough about the multiplayer. You know what really gets me going? The visuals in this game. I'm talking vibrant, cel-shaded graphics that'll make your eyes just pop out of your head. And the character models, they're so true to the anime, you'll feel like you're playing an episode of Naruto. Alright, so you know how I was just talking about how the multiplayer experience makes me go crazy? Well, get ready, because the visuals in this game are gonna make you scream. I'm talking vibrant, cel-shaded graphics that'll make your eyes just explode. It's like the developers took the Naruto universe and injected it with a fuck ton of steroids. And the character models, holy shit. They're so true to the anime. You'll feel like you're playing an episode of Naruto. It's like Bandai Namco said, fuck it, let's make these characters look like they just stepped out of the TV screen. Even the Xbox Hub was impressed, saying it's a real Frankenstein-esque creation for the sheer amount of unlockables. It's impressive, even if most are simply bits and bobs taken from the Naruto characters we know and love. But it's not just the visuals that'll make you weak in the knees. The soundtrack in this game is so fucking good. It'll make you want to punch a hole in your wall just to feel something. It sets the tempo for the battles perfectly, making you feel like you're in the middle of a goddamn ninja war. The Xbox Hub even said, soundtrack does a really good job of setting the tempo for a battle and fits well with the action. It's like the developers knew exactly what kind of music would make you want to go apeshit on your opponents. But hey, it's not all that great. The voice work in this game can be flatter than a cutting board. It's like they hired a bunch of middle schoolers to do the voice acting, and don't even get me started on the environments. They're more disorienting than a fucking acid trip. You'll be running around trying to find your opponents, and before you know it, you're stuck in a goddamn wall. Push Square even called it out, saying there are some dumb, if a little fun, glitches that come into play, like clipping into ledges and the like. And the Xbox Hub had this to say. It can be very disorienting traversing the maps though, making it too easy to lose track of your opponents, and before you know it, you're surrounded by them. It's like playing hide and seek with a bunch of crackheads. But you know what, despite the shitty voice acting and fucked up environments, the visuals and soundtrack in this game are still top notch. It's like putting lipstick on a pig, but instead of a pig, it's a fucking masterpiece. So, what do the diehard fans of this game think about all the updates and new content that keep dropping like panties at a Jonas Brothers concert? Well, I'll tell you, if you stop bullying me. Alright, so the community for this game is about as divided as a fucking pizza at a divorce party. On one hand, you've got the diehard fans who will scream and get excited every time there's a new update or DLC. They're like, oh yeah, give me that good stuff! But then you've got the other half of the fan base who's just sitting there like, bro, another update? I can't keep up with any of this. And let's talk about the customization again in this game. It's like playing dress up with your favorite anime characters, except instead of putting them in cute little outfits, you're turning them into fucking war machines. The amount of options you have is insane, and it definitely adds to the replayability factor. You could spend hours just messing around with different builds and combinations. But here's the thing, all that customization comes at a price, and I'm not just talking about the in-game currency. I'm talking about the constant DLC purchases you need to make just to keep up with the latest content and builds. It's like Bandai Namco is reaching into your wallet every time they release a new character or outfit. And don't even get me started on the repetition in this game. The offline missions are about as exciting as watching paint dry on a tortoise. You'll be doing the same shit over and over again, and before you know it, you're questioning your life choices. It's like Groundhog Day, but instead of Bill Murray, it's you. Instead of a charming small town, it's the same goddamn mission for the 50th time. But despite all the BS, there's still a dedicated fanbase for this game. They're like a bunch of masochists who keep coming back for more punishment. And I get it, man. There's something addictive about the gameplay and the customization that keeps you hooked, even when you're cursing the developers' names under your breath. So what makes Shinobi Strikers so special compared to the other anime games? Well, get ready, because I'm about to blow your mind with some hardcore weeb shit. So, What makes Shinobi Strikers so special compared to the other anime games? Well, let me tell you. This game has some tricks up its sleeve that'll make you go, holy shit. That's actually pretty cool. Like I mentioned earlier, the 4v4 online multiplayer battles are a breath of fresh air in a genre that's usually all about one-on-one combat. It's like they took the traditional formula, threw it out the window, and said, fuck it, let's make this shit chaotic as hell. And then there's the character customization, which I mentioned again earlier, which is pretty much unheard of in Naruto games. You can finally live out your weave fantasies and create your own ninja, complete with all the flashy outfits and edgy hairstyles you can handle. It's like playing dress up with your action figures, except instead of getting weird looks from your parents, you get to kick some ass online. And the real game changer here is the verticality in the environments. You can run on walls, jump to cliffs, and basically turn the battlefield to your own personal playground. It adds a whole new level of strategy to the combat, and it's a refreshing change from the flat arenas we're used to in these types of games. And let's not forget about the different roles you can specialize in. Whether you want to be a tank, a healer, or a long-range sniper, Shinobi Strikers has got you covered. It's like a fucked up version of Team Fortress 2, but with more screaming and less hats. But here's the thing, Bandai Namco isn't just content with releasing the game and calling it a day. They keep dropping updates and new content like it's going out of style. New characters, jutsus, and customization items are constantly being added, which keeps the game feeling fresh and exciting. It's like they're saying, here, have some more shit to play with, you filthy animals. In the community, they're eating it up like a fat kid at a buffet. They're participating in online events, tournaments, and generally just being a bunch of weebs together. It's like a big dysfunctional family that bonds over their love of ninjas and shit-talking each other. So yeah, Shinobi Strikers may have its flaws, but it's got some unique features that set it apart from the rest of the anime game crowd. The 4v4 battles, character customization, and verticality in the environments all come together to create a game that's just fucking fun to play. But enough about that shit. Let's talk about the combat system in this game and how it compares to traditional Naruto games. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. Alright, so let's talk about the combat system in Shinobi Strikers, and how it compares to your typical Naruto game. And let me tell you, it's like comparing apples to fucking oranges, my dudes. Traditional Naruto games are all about that one-on-one combat, you know? You pick your favorite character, square up against another ninja, and just go ham on each other until someone's health bar is depleted. It's classic, it's simple, and it gets the job done. But Shinobi Striker, that shit takes the combat to a whole new level. Instead of just fighting on a flat plane like a couple of basic bitches, you're running up walls, jumping across chasms, and ziplining around the map like a cracked out Spider-Man. It's like parkour on steroids, and it adds a whole new layer of strategy to the fights. As I said earlier, you can't just button mash your way to victory. No, you gotta be smart about when you dodge, when you block, or when you go in for the kill. One wrong move and you'll be eating dirt faster than you can say believe it. It's a high stakes game of ninja chess, and if you're not careful, you'll get your ass handed to you on a shuriken shaped platter. But the real kicker is the team based combat. Instead of just focusing on your own sorry ass, you gotta work together with your squad to take down the enemy team. Each player has a specific role to fill. Whether you're a tank, a healer, or a long-range specialist, it's like a fucked up version of Overwatch, but with more screaming and less payload pushing. And let's not forget about the absolute chaos that ensues when you've got 8 ninjas all jumping around and flinging jutsus at each other like there's no tomorrow. It's a sensory overload of the highest order, and it takes some serious skill to keep track of what the hell is going on, but when you manage to coordinate with your team and pull off a clutch play, that shit is more satisfying than landing a Rasengan right on Sasuke's stupid face. So how could this batshit insane combat system benefit a traditional Naruto game? Well, for starters, it would add a whole new level of depth and strategy to fights. Instead of just mashing buttons and hoping for the best, players would have to think on their feet and adapt to the ever-changing battlefield. It would also encourage teamwork and communication, which is something that's sorely lacking in a lot of anime fighting games. And let's be real, who doesn't want to see their favorite Naruto characters bouncing off walls and shooting fireballs at each other like a bunch of cracked out acrobats? It would be a spectacle of the highest order, and it would inject some much needed life into a franchise that's been getting a little stale lately. But enough about that shit. Let's talk about the features that make Shinobi Strikers stand out from the crowd. And trust me, there's a lot of them. It's like they threw everything but the kitchen sink into the game, and then they threw the sink in too, just for good measure. Alright, let's talk about some of these features that we want from Shinobi Strikers into a real legendary Naruto game. I would like to start off by saying this. Go watch Globeku's videos on the perfect Naruto game. I know that it's a stretch, but he has some really good ideas, and that's kind of where I got mine. So anyways, first off, the character customization in this game is off the fucking charts. Specifically in Shinobi Strikers, that's what I'm talking about. You can create your own ninja from scratch, and then deck them out in all sorts of dope outfits, hairstyles, whatever, and yeah, we need that. So now, let's not forget about strategic combat. In Shinobi Striker, like I said, you can't button mash your way to victory. You gotta think on our feet, use the environment to our advantage, and work together. That's the big thing. Work together with my team to take down the enemy. Again, gotta play like it's chess. Anyways, now, multiplayer modes. Multiplayer modes may not matter as much, but you've gotta have standard deathmatch and capture the flag type shit. But then, you've also got to have these crazy objective-based modes that require some serious teamwork or coordinations. Kind of what I'm thinking with this is like Jinchuriki shit, where if you want a tailed beast, you have to go in a group. Person that does the most damage gets the tailed beast, and that's pretty cool. That, or they can transfer it to somebody else. It's up to them what they do with it after they get it. But that's kind of my idea with that. And you know what? Bandai Namco could totally pull it off. They've already shown that they're not afraid to take risks and try new things with the Naruto franchise. Just look at Globeku's video about his dream Naruto game. He's got some crazy ideas in there, like a fully explorable world and branching storylines, but with the right team and the right vision, anything is possible. So what do you say, Bandai Namco? Are you ready to take the Naruto franchise to the next level? Because I sure as hell am. I would like to take this time to thank you guys for watching the video, and I hope that I can see you guys in the next one. Anyways, peace.
Yeah.